You know that feeling when you're scrolling through social media and suddenly your perfectly okay life feels, well, a little less okay. Like everyone else is leveling up way faster.
Oh, absolutely. That comparison trap.
Exactly. We've been looking into some really interesting thoughts, originally in Hindi, actually, that dig deep into this uh, universal chase for more. You know, the bigger house, the fancier car, the ever-growing bank balance.
Mm-hmm. And what's really striking is how universal this is. This source material, it offers a pretty thoughtful perspective on why we're always striving, and it makes you stop and think, what's the ultimate goal of this endless race?
Right. So our mission, if you will, for this deep dive is to sort of unpack this idea, this constant wanting more, and see what this source suggests might be a different path to feeling satisfied.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Okay, so picture this rat race the text describes. It's not literally about rats, thankfully.
Yeah.
But it's this idea that everyone's hustling, scrambling for bigger and better things. The source gives some classic examples. A huge house, maybe, a really slick car, and, yeah, cores in the bank. Sound familiar?
It absolutely does. And the source kind of poses this question like, does anyone ever actually feel done, truly content? It suggests this race we're all running, well, it doesn't really have a finish line.
That's a good point. You get the promotion, and then what?
Exactly. Suddenly you're eyeing the next level up. Or you buy the latest phone and, uh-oh, the next version is already being hyped. It's sort of like trying to bail out the ocean with a teaspoon, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is. And then you start thinking everyone else's teaspoon is bigger, right? The text points out how easily our own sense of happiness gets tied up in what others have achieved. It stops being about whether you like your car and starts being about whether it's as nice as your neighbor's. It's kind of a recipe for always feeling like something's missing.
It really is. And the source highlights this interesting paradox. Society often tells us, sometimes subtly, sometimes not, that happiness equals money and status. More is better.
Right, the standard message.
But then, and this is key, the source observes that even people who get all that stuff, the money, the prestige, they often still feel restless, like something's
Dude.
still off. It really makes you question if we're chasing the right thing.
So if just piling up more stuff isn't the answer, what's the alternative? Now, the source isn't saying, give up and live in a cave. Effort is still important.
No, not at all. It values effort.
But here's where it pivots, I think.
Yeah.
It's about checking the direction of that effort.
Mhm.
It asks us to think, are these goals genuinely ours? Or are we just kind of performing for society, trying to tick boxes someone else created?
Exactly that. The source gently nudges us to look inward. Instead of always chasing external validation, maybe the real destination is internal, finding that inner sense of enough.
Okay, so how do we do that?
Well, the first step, according to the source, is simply pausing, stopping amidst all the running, taking a breath, and asking yourself, honestly, is this what I truly want? Is this my definition of success?
Ah, that moment of self-reflection.
Precisely. That questioning, that moment of checking in with yourself, that's framed as the doorway to, real fulfillment,
Yeah.
not just the appearance of it.
So the main takeaway seems to be shifting focus. Less about the outward race for more about an inward look at what genuine satisfaction means to you.
Yeah, beautifully put. It's about understanding your why before you just keep running faster.
Okay, that definitely gives us something to think about.
And maybe that leads to a final thought for everyone listening. In your own life, in whatever race you feel like you're in, what would finished actually look like? Really, truly, for you?